Basically, last time on Power, Raina got shot.
They say this is a big rich town. Yeah, I just come from the poorest part. Bright light, city light, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. Yeah, I just happen to come up home. Legal or illegal, baby. I never took a straight path, no way. Twists and turns, bumps and bruises. I live, I learn. I'm the brutal ray of Dane Bomb Bounce through the ball of the rap. Learn to rap in the back. Fucking the man in the meantime. Go ahead and pump a pack. You're my inspiration. You're my motivation. You're the reason I'm the dream of the day. This is a big rich town. Yeah, I just come from the poorest part. Bright light, city light, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. Yeah, I just happen to come up high. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it.
Well, that was it. Power finale. I'm gonna try to grade this episode on more of like itself as one episode and not its overall impact, as it's the season finale, so you expect big things to happen. At the time of this recording, I'd like to thank my now 109 subscribers. That is not what I expected. Literally, it's been like a week since I made my top 5 video of reasons why Conor McGregor lost, and that video has blown up a lot more than I thought it would. So let me know in the comment section if you want to see more top 5 countdowns and things like that, because I'll definitely do them, because I did not expect that video to do as well as it's done. And hopefully I keep getting the subscriber count up, and these videos will keep getting better and better, and I'll keep coming out with them. I won't say big things didn't happen, but there were a few issues here and there that I had with the finale that didn't make it feel as big as I thought it would feel. This episode was a little sloppy paced at certain times. Earlier in the year, if you look at some of the internet, you'd know that 50 Cent kind of wanted more episodes for this season of Power, and you start to see it a little bit more in this episode, kind of how you did in the 6th episode, where they're kind of like cramming everything into one episode. Right from the start, you feel the impact of last week's episode, and it carries throughout the episode. And then a few minutes in, you start to be like, okay, we felt the emotion the last episode. Let's not drag that emotion on. And they do drag it on a little bit in the beginning, but in the middle of the episode, things pick up, and they pick up pretty fast. And you start to get a meaning that is possibly going to happen between a lot of the key players in the series, with one key player missing, which I'll talk about later on. And it culminates in a very predictable event. I mean, I didn't think they can get out of this season without that event. A little bit more unpredictable reactions to the event. As you can tell, I'm trying to be as vague as possible because spoilers are going to be later on in the review. The ending really sets up the next season and really tells you exactly what's going to be happening, like exactly the plot of next season. You also get an unholy alliance amongst people who, from at least season 1 I've known, kind of despise each other, and some of them have tried to kill each other. And we're going to see where that goes, as well as a few more plot lines, such as the drug side of everything, as well as Lorez Tate. Lorez Tate, I guess you can just call him Tate because that's his character name. The Congressman Tate, his storyline progresses, but not much. There's not really much explained as far as his storyline goes. I will say that he becomes the perfect antithesis of, if I'm saying that right, or using that in the right context, of Tommy, as far as going in Ghost's ear and telling him what they want from him. I can't really talk much more about this without getting into spoilers. So let's start in 3, 2, 1. Beginning of the episode has Tariq, and he's in the interrogation, and he's still fucking lying. He's still lying. I, I, I scream at the TV when I see Tariq. His parents are obviously in grief. He's very stone-faced. Nobody asks him why is he so stone-faced. At least Tasha is starting to see that he lies a lot. That's one of the lines Tasha uses. She says, now he lies just like you. And I'm pretty sure that hurts Ghost, but doesn't show it as much. But there's this one part when she tells him straight up, because it's 100% true, you can't fix this. And he's like, I know, fuck. That wasn't supposed to be funny. His first guess of who killed Reina is a little bit questionable. He says it's the Jimenez, and for a second I'm like, come on now, we're gonna say that Tariq was there at the school and Tariq knows absolutely nothing. I know that's his son, but he's not gonna badger him a little bit, ask him something, I thought he was gonna get at least a little physical or something, because obviously Tariq knows more than he's saying, but he's like stone-faced, not saying anything, and they just let that slide. Tommy is on his way to meet with the Italians, and randomly Kanan pulls up, and Kanan always has the best lines because it's 50 Cent show. He tells them to go inside, it's none of their business. Tommy talks to Kanan, and all of a sudden I guess they're cool now because Ghost told him about what happened between them. So we come to find out that Kanan knows now that Dre is setting him up to die, and him and Tommy are talking about that they're going to take him out. In order to reunite Tommy and Ghost had to tell Tommy what happened, and immediately Tommy is ready to take them out. So he's about to meet up with Tommy. Angela pops up. Angela, who earlier in the scene was getting into her leadership role, and Saxton comes in being a dick and talks about how Ghost's daughter got killed and that that we should pursue criminal charges possibly, or pursue him because normal people's daughters don't get killed. And I'm like, a lot of people's daughters and kids get killed, as terrible as that is. It's not like because you're a criminal that's why your daughter got killed. That logic didn't make much sense to me. And as far as a hitman detail, he shot her in the chest point blank. That wasn't hitman, that was getting shot. Okay, whatever, we need to move the plot line. Angela shows up and tries to talk to Ghost, and Ghost obviously lies to her about what he's about to do. She leaves, and he does this weird thing where he walks in one direction, comes back in another direction. Ghost talks to Tommy and the Jimenez. Really? The Jimenez, however you pronounce it. What made you think that it was them? I don't really know. Whatever. They rough up the Jimenez, shoot a bunch of them, no care, bang, bang. We're just like, I guess Ghost is back in. And they admit to killing Julio. I guess we needed to wrap that up, so we just kind of had them think that it was the Jimenez when there was no reason for them to think that. And the Jimenez is like, we don't kill kids, but we killed Julio. Whatever. Plotline. I guess Ghost kind of gives up because they're back at square one, he says, and he has to plan her funeral. At the church, he meets up with Congressman Tate, and Tate's trying to make Reina's funeral into this press conference and this big publicity stunt to clean up his image and stuff, and it's like, it's his daughter, and Tate is a little ruthless. He's like, she's dead, ain't nothing we can do about it, Reina's gone. And I'm just like, oh, we're getting a little cold here. And he's telling Ghost that Ghost will not do a thing, he will not pursue anything, and he has to simply live with this and go on with his life. And Ghost kind of says he don't give a fuck about this. It's so weird to see the dynamics at now Tate is almost like the opposite of Tommy. Tommy's always like, we're gonna kill these motherfuckers. We gotta get these motherfuckers. And now Tate is like, no, you're not gonna fucking do anything to any of them. And it's like, it's literally like the perfect opposites right now as far as people that are trying to get Ghost to act upon his emotions. Tasha, meanwhile, is in grief, surrounded by these random light-skinned people. Tariq calls up Kanan, randomly, because they've talked before, and I guess they're still cool. I'm surprised he hadn't called Kanan all this time after their little betrayal. And there's no mention of any of the lies that he told him, any mention of any of that. So, whatever. Plot. He's looking for Ray Ray. Now, I guess that phone call had to be the way for Tommy and them to find out, because there was absolutely no way they were going to find it out from Tariq, because Tariq lies all the time. So, Kanan calls Tommy and says he thinks he knows who killed Ghost's daughter. He says Ray Ray. And I'm at the TV like, yes! Because there was no way they were going to find out any other way. Whatever. Plot. There's this spot that I guess Ray Ray has in DC, and everybody finds out about it one by one. Like, Tasha finds out about it, Ghost finds out about it, Tommy finds out about it, Tariq finds out about it, Tariq meets up with Dre at Truth in the daylight, brings a gun, points it at his chest, and I'm just like, alright, I guess nobody sees this, although the club is brightly lit up, and there's probably employees in there, and that's their boss, so people probably have a slight eye on their boss, kind of. I don't know why anybody would just be not looking at where their boss is. Whatever. He makes Dre tell him where the spot is and where he's meeting up with him. Threatens to tell Ghost everything about Dre. And Dre is like, he's like, really, nigga? Really? You gonna do that to me, nigga? And it was nice to see the little mask come off of Dre, who's always like smooth and think he has everything figured out. But what's his name? Tariq is able to turn the tables on him. And from there, the big meetup is at Ray Ray's spot. Ray Ray is supposed to meet up with Dre, but for some odd reason, Ray Ray is like packing up money, and he doesn't seem to be very aware of his surroundings. Has his back turned and everything. Everybody meets up at this spot, but who gets there first? Tariq. Tariq has his mom's gun that he somehow remembered the password. I don't know. I'd have to look back at another episode and see when he find out what the password was to her safe, but whatever. And we get a scene where Tariq has his gun on Ray Ray, and Ray Ray, he could shoot Ray Ray in the back, but it doesn't seem like he wants to. So I guess he like puts the gun down, and then Ray Ray goes for his gun and he shoots Ray Ray. And the end of that. Ray Ray's dead. Next plot. They all end up getting there super late, and they have to get rid of his body and all of that, or get rid of everything that has to do with this murder. And Tariq kind of learns like how the family works. His mom tells him that he has to like take off most of his clothes, and they burn them. They get rid of the gun. They do the thing where like that Tommy and Ghost always do, where they have to take off their clothes, but she tells him he has to shower and wash himself like 3-4 times to get all that off. And Tariq's like looking in the mirror. He's hardcore. Tariq, he changed like last season, but now he's really gonna be different. I'm not saying he redeemed himself. I'm not saying that, because he's still fucking lying. But he's not as bad as he was before. He wasn't as bad this episode. From there on, we finally move on to Dre, which really shows that they are like cramming everything into this episode. Give 50 Cent more episodes. Just give them to him. He wants more episodes so he can tell a more fleshed out story. That's all. That's literally all he wants. This probably would have been like a 2-parter episode, and Dre probably would have gotten killed, and a new bad guy would have probably been introduced, but no. We're in that weird transitioning period where the person who's the main bad guy becomes like even more bad. Like, we've seen Dre kill people. I don't remember seeing him outright murder somebody since like season 2, where he killed the girl with the shoes on. But he outright murders the priest in the middle of a park at night, and it's just like, you could tell they're trying to set him up to be much worse than he was before. Like, even more of a bad guy. So, the end of the season has Tariq. He's back at the apartment. I guess nobody asked, why are we at these people's place and none of them are here? And their daughter just died. Whatever. We'll all just stay here. The one problem that I have with this big meeting with everybody was Angela just didn't show up. She didn't come. She wasn't there until after the fact. When she knew all of them, she knows them. She knows they were all heading towards Tariq or looking for Tariq or something like that. Some form of revenge was on their mind. She knows how they work. Did she intentionally not get involved? Maybe. But when she got to the crime scene and she saw the bullet hole in the wall, she had to tell them to look at it and look and see what kind of gun it was. Notice this whole time I haven't talked about the lawyer who Tasha has been sleeping with, because, let's be honest, does he really matter? And she tells him what she might have done. And he tells her she either can be his lover or he has to be her lawyer. Or he can't be her lover and her lawyer at the same time, whatever. And she says that she needs a lawyer. So, maybe that's the end of that. Temporarily put on hold. I don't know. I can't wait till Ghost finds out about them. But that's a thing for next season. End of the season has Kanan and Tommy and Ghost, and they're all reunited in the car. And they're looking at Dre, but Dre just became a made man. He is in a deal with the Jimenez and has become the premier. Or he was distro. Now he's the premier to connect. I don't really remember all the job descriptions of the drug game, but whatever. And they come up with this plan of, oh no, it's going to take a little bit more planning, a little bit more this, and that. We can't just get them right now. AKA, we got more seasons of this show. We can't just kill off the main bad guy right now. So they drive off, and last line is Tommy, so you guys want to be Italian? Something like that. And that's the end of the season. I guess season 5 is more than likely going to be about the relationship between Tommy, Kanan, and Ghost, and them all being back together. I guess Ghost is back in. Ghost is not out of the drug game anymore. And Dre works at Truth. So is he going to be like at Truth and with Ghost, and they're going to play nice, or I don't know. They'll answer that next year or whatever. So it's time for me to give my score for the season finale of Power. I'm going to give this episode a 7.5 out of 10. I didn't dislike this episode, but this was not as big of an episode as I thought it would be. They wrapped up the Raina plotline with her killer being killed, and now I don't know how much they're going to grieve from here on out, because they're kind of some emotionless people at times. Tariq has now been exposed to what his father and what his mother does and what Tommy does, and how is this going to impact him now. He was supposed to be changing schools and all that, and he was supposed to be getting out of the game, but now he's been more exposed to the game more than ever. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'm not grading this as a full season. That'll be another video. And let me know what you thought of the Power season finale in the comments. Also, let me know what top 5 countdown you want me to do from here on out. And I'll check it out. I'm Elon Rich, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
Now look at you walking in here looking all pretty and angry and mean and good. I know you didn't get your hair done so you can just sit down and just sit still.
Hey, we trying to have a good time tonight. Let's go, baby. Let's go.